some news, obviously, on the Darnell front as well. So
yeah, we'll be. I think he has a hearing tomorrow morning, so we'll await the news there. We may lose a player in that situation as well.
I don't know if you addressed sort of the episode last night, but what you saw, what you thought of just how it developed after what happened with Hendricks.
I'm going to happily comment about it tomorrow after Darnell deals with the league on it, and I think that's fair to the league and Darnell. So I'll share my thoughts once they make their decision, and we'll go from there.
All right. Can I ask you?
What do you think of Darnell's aggressiveness, though, this season?
I'll let you know tomorrow after the hearing.
I'm not asking specifically.
No. Oh, his aggressiveness. Okay, I thought you were talking about the incident. I think Darnell has he's big, he's strong. He knows that that's an asset for him night in and night out, and he uses that to his advantage. There's some other areas of the game that he obviously needs to work on, but the ability to play a hard-checking game is in his toolbox. Now that's completely separate than what happened last night.
He looks like his whole career he's not been one of those players that has to be pushed into any aggressiveness, moving guys out in front of the net or anything. I mean, that's just part of his DNA.
I think it is. I haven't had the chance to be around him, in those junior days leading up or anything like that. But when you're 6'3" or 6'4" and a young player and establishing yourself in the league, you want to have a presence around your net, and you want to be strong in corners and heavy on your stick. And he does that most nights.
speaking of a presence around the net, you blended the lines a bit. Obviously, getting shut out gives you an option to do so, and you have Cassian playing based on what we saw today at practice with McDavid and Taylor Holland, and obviously Maroon with Draisaitl and everything. Just your thoughts and having a bigger body with each of those skilled pairings up front.
It's important. Those bigger bodies can hold on to pucks and create time and space for some of the skilled players down low, but that needs to get done. Not too worried about Patty Maroon. Cass has to get going again. I don't think he's been the player that he was 5 or 6 games ago, and we're giving him a real good opportunity now to capture a spot with some pretty good players. I'd like to see him take advantage of it, and in his case, he's got to get the forecheck going. He's got to be first in on pucks. He's got to keep plays alive. He's got to go to the blue paint. There's a lot of things that he needs to do while the play is going on for him to be effective. And we've talked to him about that, and he'll be better.
Just watch the way Patrick Maroon plays.
That would be a good start. Yeah, Patty's been able to do that for us to this point. We hope that continues.
Todd, speaking of Maroon, when I interviewed him after the game last night, he said he thought the team hung their heads a little bit after allowing an early goal. I don't know I know you addressed it a little bit last night, and I don't know what you sensed, but I thought that was an interesting assessment from a player who's relatively new to the.
Yeah, it's a good observation. I think we're so used to Cam playing, like a shield back there, and nothing gets through on him. When that one got through, I think there was a little bit of a sag with a team that was playing back-to-back, and we wanted to get off to a good start. So mentally, there was the sag there. And Patty's coming over from a team that's won, 28 of 30 games, and he was participating in that. So they had a very strong resilience there. I'm not sure what it was like early in the year in Anaheim for them, but maybe their emotional level dropped there too. But it's something that we're trying to work on. I think we've been a scrappy group over the last little bit. If things don't go our way, we're able to stick with it. Saw that as the game went on, we didn't fade or go away, but we're not a strong enough team throughout to give 5, 7, 10 minutes away a night.
Can players learn resilience, or do you think it's something they naturally have from, maybe you're born that way, or you learn it when you're younger, or can other guys bring it along?
I think other guys can drag them into being resilient. Some deal with the past and have that mentality of here we go again, and those are the toughest ones. The newer players are going, well, what happened? We got scored on, let's play. So we're trying to blend all of that together and find a nice medium. So I'm glad that Patty and Party and those type of new bodies are speaking up in those situations, because it's important for us to be resilient.
You often say that you kind of write the lines and deep pairings in pencil, but if you go with Hall and McDavid, do see them maybe capturing the kind of success you thought they might have in training camp, and then you thought they were
Well, I
better
hope
split
so.
up, but maybe getting back together again?
I hope so. You know, we've been able to win some games on that road trip, finding different lines to contribute. Last night we didn't have a lot going from anybody, especially some of our higher end skilled guys, and they you know, they need to contribute and they need to be there. So we'll shuffle it. You know, obviously pencil comes into play again. If we don't like it, we'll keep working until we find something.
What would Taylor bring to that line that somebody else hasn't?
What would Taylor bring to Connor? Well, he plays a little bit of a different game than Jordan does, and he's a little faster than what Leon is. It's just a fresh look. Sometimes things get stale. You know, sometimes you got to go with jelly and not peanut butter all the time. So that's just the way it is.
You know, Hendricks seems like he's perpetually banged up. I mean, did he get hurt more when he crashed into the boards, or is this just he's always seems like, you know, the style he plays, he's you know, he that's the way he plays. If Matty Hendricks didn't have a sore spot on his body, I'd be concerned. You know, so he plays with reckless abandon, and he sacrifices his body as much as he possibly can in shooting lanes and going to the net and for his teammates. So, you know, sometimes those bruises, those owies, those bumps are a badge of honor for some players, and Henna would be pretty close to that. He was second